Hi everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be experimenting with some alcohol inks and gold foil. I actually got some inspiration from one of my friends and I'll tell you about that in just a minute here. The two colors of ink I'm using are patina and turquoise, and then I have the blending solution as well. So I'm going to take some translucent Yupo paper, because that's the only thing I had on hand, and I'm going to tape that down to a slick surface. I'm using a Tonic Easy Clean Matte for this today, but I've since discovered that you might be better off using a Ranger craft sheet for this, or even a piece of glass, just because this Easy Matte really clung onto that alcohol ink, and I wasn't able to clean it off completely, so mine's really stained now. But anyway, long story short, I'm taking the two ink colors and I'm just dotting them on, making sure I have a good mix of color. And then I'm going to pick up the blending solution and add a bunch. This is almost like adding water to watercolor, and it will help move all of those ink colors around and really get things flowing. So I'm kind of seeing where things are landing, and then I'm going to add some of this ink on top. It's a really cool effect. It pushes the color away from where it hits the paper, and you can get some really fun effects. So my idea behind this particular background was I wanted to have lots of white space, or I wanted it to have lots of flowing areas so that it wasn't too concentrated edge to edge, if that makes sense. I wanted it to have a little bit of a softer edge around the outside, similar to what you would get with a watercolor. So I am picking up this paintbrush here, but I don't really use it too much. I just realized that my Yupo paper that I'm using here, I was storing it rolled up because this was actually a really big, huge sheet. And I had had it rolled for a very long period of time. And so I think if I would have just let it sit out a little bit longer, it probably would have flattened out. But for now, this is really curled up, so it was hard to get things to kind of spread out without having it go all to the edges. Adding some more blending solution and just getting those colors to move. Okay, so back to the inspiration for this particular card. So I was watching a video by Kelly Latavola. I know her, she's so lovely. I just love her to death. And she did a series of backgrounds and then cards with alcohol inks and gold foil. And she was inspired by one of our other friends, Jen Shirkus, who used this technique in a few of her classes. She has an art retreat in Massachusetts, and she had posted a photo of this gold foil and alcohol ink, and it really inspired Kelly. So Kelly did a video, and now this is inspiring me. And so it's sort of like you can get a different take on all of this technique. So I'll link to Kelly's video up in the top corner if you want to check that out. But really, I'm just trying to get these colors to move really smoothly and kind of soften out. And I'm picking up that paper and moving it around. I'm going to add some more of that patina color, more of that green, just to get those colors really going. So originally I was going to use this background for a card that I showed you guys last week, which had the turtle on it. It was that shaker card. I was going to have this background be behind the shaker area, and then I kind of switched it up and went a different direction. So that's why I'm using like blues and greens, because I wanted it to be really similar to water. So I'm using my heat tool. Not only does this dry the ink really fast, but it helps spread the color out, and it also concentrates those colors on the edges. And where those edges are, where the ink is the darkest, that is what's going to get kind of sticky, and it's going to pick up the gold foil. So I've got some deco foil from Thermoweb, and I'm just cutting off a little sheet of it so that I can press it down onto the alcohol ink, and it'll pick up some of that color. So I'm cutting off a piece. It's kind of off camera right now, but I'm going to come in here and press that gold foil down so that it will stick to those areas. You want to make sure you stick it down with the shiny side up. So I'll peel this up, and just a few of those areas picked up the gold foil. And I'm going to keep putting this gold foil sheet down multiple times, trying to get all those areas to really, really stick. And I'm doing a little more here, trying to get more sticking. Now, if you don't let it dry quite as long, you'll have even more areas that stick to the gold foil. But here we go. That's when I got all the foil that I wanted. It's really like I had to really press that gold foil in, but I only wanted a little bit of foil. I wanted it to sort of look like a marble kind of look, and I didn't want too much gold foil. So that's pretty much the background. I'm going to try one more time to get a little more gold foil on one little area, but for the most part, that's really all that I was able to get to come off. So I'm actually I actually set this aside for a few days. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. Like I said before, my plans changed, and then I came back to it today, and I'm so glad I did because I had a great idea to finish this card. So this Yupo paper is cut to 7 by 5, and I'm going to cut a 5 by 7 card base so that I can use the entire background. It was so beautiful, I didn't want to lose any of it. So I'm cutting some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock down to 7 inches by 10 inches, and then I'm going to score it so that it creates a final size folded card of 7 inches wide by 5 inches tall. Using my Score Buddy and a Teflon bone folder, and I'm just getting that scored at 5 inches, and then I'll fold it down. In order to adhere this down to my card front, I'm using some Tombow Extreme adhesive, and I was concerned about this adhesive showing through the translucent Yupo paper, but it actually turned out great. You can't tell that the adhesive is there at all, so it worked out wonderfully. I was concerned about that, and I thought, oh dear, am I ruining my project? But it turned out great. I had no problems. So I'll press that down onto my card front, and then I'm going to worry about the greeting. I thought this would look best with an all gold foil greeting, so I'm going to use a die cut for that. This is from the Yay Dies set from Concord and Ninth. I'm going to use that circular one that says it's your day. Using some die cuts with the View gold foil cardstock, I just ran that through my die cutting machine, and I have this really cool circular greeting piece now. So in last Friday's video, you might remember that I showed you how to add foam adhesive to a circular area. I'm doing the same thing today, but on this die cut instead of a shaker window. And I just removed the release paper off both sides of this foam strip, and then that allowed me to manipulate the foam and go all the way around the edge. Put a few more foam pieces in the center, and then I adhered that directly onto the card front. And that really is going to finish the card for today. I kept it super simple and easy. I couldn't bear to cover up this background any more than I did, just because I loved how it turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed this fun technique. Once again, thank you to Jen Shirkus and Kelly Latibola. You two inspire me so much, and I love you girls. Thanks so much for watching today, and I will catch you guys in another card video very, very soon.